one of these AfterLife members are on my naughty list because I don't know who did this, but somebody not only filled this shop up with cake, which by the way, I have 6 diamonds. Oh, that's very nice. Filled up this shop of mine with cake, but they have a cake path that goes all the way over to my steak and cake shop. And guess what's inside the steak and cake shop? More cake. Who would have thought? I've already refilled this a little bit, but I mean, I appreciate the diamonds, but this kind of seems like a waste of cake here because I have to get rid of all of this, but you know, it is what it is. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is a big one and one I've been working on for a very, very long time. I've kind of been sitting on this footage for a little bit thinking I would get more done than I have, but I think it's about time that we release what I have. Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is the Mega AfterLife Mountain episode. That's right. You know that mountain a lot of you guys saw months and months and months ago that I've already basically completed apart from a few details? Yeah, that mountain. That mountain is getting its very own episode today. Some of the clips you will hear are actually very old clips from, I don't know, September, October maybe of 2019. Old clips. But that means, guys, that this mountain is done. And I'm super excited for you guys to see this episode. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, make sure to leave me a comment and tell me what you think. And make sure to hit that like button as well, because this has been an episode in the making for sure. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on into the mountain episode. Hey everybody, and welcome to hopefully the biggest undertaking I will have to do this season. Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the mega episode for this season. I need to get this mountain done that I've been talking so much about right over here, and I figured this would be perfect. I haven't done one of these in a very long time, but I figured today would be perfect for a mega episode here on the AfterLife server. As you can see, I've gotten a lot done around here, and I'm actually about to start a live stream working on this mountain, but a lot needs to get done. We need to finish this mountain today, and that is the goal of this episode, with a little bit of replay mod here, a little bit of building there. Hopefully today we will get this mountain done. So sit back, relax, grab your snacks, and enjoy this mega AfterLife episode.
It's been a long time coming, I ain't seen nothing. Help me please. Out of breath I'm running, the bridge is burning after me. Life don't seem like it used to. Love don't feel like it used to. Oh no. And I can't stop thinking about it. All the things that I have done wrong. It's a that I'm living, and I've hit my low. I can't wait to go home. Can't wait till I go home. I can't wait to go home. Can't wait till I go home. Till I go home. Time coming, I ain't seen nothing. Help me please. Out of breath I'm running, the bridge is burning after me. Life don't seem like it used to. Love don't feel like it used to. Oh no.
Alrighty, everybody, significant progress has been made, as you have already seen, and oh my goodness, is this looking great. This is just the basic structure, too. There is no, no details added to this next, which is where we're going to be going next, hopefully. But yeah, you can see that all of this mountain is now, I think we went up to 233, maybe a little less. How far up did we go? We went up to 220. That way I have about 40, 45 blocks of space to build something up here if I really want to. But yeah, the view up here is pretty insane. I decided to go with a more rounded top. I could have gone with a more pointy top, but I don't think it would have given us as much room to do much up there. So I definitely want to put some stuff on top of the mountain. Not really sure what yet. But yeah, if we fly around here, you can see the entire perimeter, I guess the entire base, the entire completed base design of this, well, mostly completed base design of this mountain. The big thing that we still need to do is actually over here. You can see that this looks very man-made. I know like a lot of this stuff looks man-made, but this looks very weird and wrong. It just does not look good. So our next task, guys, is to go ahead and work on this right here. So without further ado, guys, this is enough for a progress update. Let's get back to working on the mountain. And there it is, the basically complete mountain structure. It actually snowed, so all the snow was not hand placed. It actually snowed down here, and I think that this looks pretty dang cool with the snow on the mountain like this. So yeah, hopefully you guys like this. I still want to add in a few more details. Like I said, I've added in this grass and whatnot right here, but there's a lot more I think I can do with this. Add in some coarse dirt towards the bottom. I want to add in some light gray concrete powder probably, as well as maybe some other things. Maybe I think cyan terracotta might actually work pretty well as well. So we'll see what I do with that, guys. But I think it is time, ladies and gentlemen, that we actually get to work on doing some decorating on this mountain. I want to try out a few of those things that I mentioned to you, and I think once I've done that, I'll bring you guys back and we can see what it looks like. It's a little hard to tell, but as you might be able to see, some progress has been made on the texturing. I have decided that here's kind of the basis of the outline for the mountain. We're going to start with grass at the bottom. Obviously, we've got some of the snow that's on here. We're going to transition coarse dirt up into here along with some stone as we transition from kind of the altitudes where grass would grow up into here. And once we get up into the actual side of the mountain, you will see I have some light gray concrete powder and some andesite that I'm trying to work in on here. And I think it looks pretty good with these things. I think it looks pretty good. We need to add a lot more, well, actually around here we may not need to add a whole ton of snow, because at the top, as I'll show you guys in just a minute after I finish this up and get some more work done, towards the top I want to have a bit of a snowy peak, which I think will look pretty dang cool. But yeah, right now I've only had enough time to sort of transition on this side, and I think this side, if I step back a little bit, I think it really works. I actually had Skunk come by here and he agreed that the textures, it's a lot of texture, it's a lot of texturing, but I do think it looks pretty good once we have that light gray concrete powder and the andesite mixed in there. I had contemplated using cobblestone as well, but I don't really think it works as well with this. I want to kind of go with the smooth textures that these two have, and I think it's going to look pretty good when it's done. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and work a little bit on the top here, and I'll show you guys. I got myself some cyan terracotta. Obviously, I'm the one who owns the terracotta shop. But one of the things I wanted to do, because obviously the higher up we go, the more the wetter, I guess you could say, things should theoretically look. I want to go ahead and replace some of the stone up here with this sort of cyan. Now all the way up here might not be that. All the way up here might be snow instead, but what I want to do is replace a little bit with some of this cyan terracotta and see how this looks. I think this is a perfect, like, sort of wettish stone color, and I've seen this used in mountains before. I've never used it myself, but I have seen it used in mountains before, and I think it looks pretty good when done correctly. I don't think we've done this correctly, have we? It's all right. The point here, though, is that we're gonna have a snowy peak right here, and coming off of that is gonna be some patches of wet stone dotted around the area. So I think it'll look pretty good when this one is done though, guys. I think it'll look pretty good when it's done. Yeah, just something like that coming off the top here. And if we go ahead and add in a few snow blocks on the top, just to give us if I can do this, just to give us a rough idea Oh my goodness, is this hollow underneath? There's a leaf block in there. Why is there a leaf block in there? Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and cover all of this. I do want to add in some snow layers on the top of here as well. We're not gonna, you won't see a whole lot of stone on the top here, and I'm not still entirely sure yet what I'm gonna do for the top of this mountain as well, because obviously, like I said, I want to have this mainly snow. But that doesn't mean that we're not gonna have some builds around here, and I'm thinking I might see if Skunk wants to build something up here, or if any of the AfterLife members actually want to build something up here, because that would be a pretty good use of this mountaintop, because I'm not very good at deciding what I want to do, so it's all good. All right, we're gonna pillar up with some snow right across here. I'm trying to do this as quickly as I can so I can give you guys a live look as to what this looks like. But something like this is what I'm going for. The cyan terracotta is I think gonna be a lot lower, but this is more the idea of the snow cap that we're gonna have, except I think it'll extend a lot further down to here and have little bits of snow dripping down. Maybe some that go a lot further down the mountain, maybe even down to the midsection somewhere. I don't really know yet what I'm gonna do with that, but that's all the snow I have. That was about 8 stacks of snow. And I did put some snow layers on top as well. We can go on top and see. I like this top bit a little bit. Even if we do put something here, I like having the different layers of snow up here. I added a few snow layers here and there, but obviously we need a ton, and I mean a ton, more snow to get this looking the way I want it to. So that's gonna have to be a thing. I bought all this snow from Mario, so I might end up striking a deal with Mario to see if he'll get me some snow and whatnot, so that we can go ahead and do this. But ladies and gentlemen, there's one more thing I wanted to do today. I wanted to go ahead and work on some of the side of this mountain a little bit. But before we do that, I do have an idea as to what I wanted to do. So I did mention I want to have mineshaft entrances. I think I might have mentioned this over on the sides of the mountain, because we need some ideas as to what to actually put on the sides of the mountain, as I can't find my oak wood. It's somewhere around here. But if you guys have any suggestions for that, leave some comments down below. I would love to hear you guys' feedback as to what you think can take up some of the sides of the mountain, because it's really bare right now. And even with a lot of textures, I feel like it could use a lot more detail. One of the things that we are going to do, I think, is make a mineshaft entrance down here. As you can see, this whole place has been flattened out. There's a little bit of a pathway marked out. I marked this out the other day. And basically, I want to have mineshaft entrances kind of like this, right? Some diagonal ones probably going up to there. Nothing super interesting, hopefully, or super difficult. But let's go ahead and turn these into some of these. And do that. And do that. Yeah, and just do something like this. And that. Perfect. I think that's all I wanted to do for this side. And something like this, some really sort of basic entrances, and I think that needs to go 1 block higher. I'm not entirely happy with that. But yeah, just something really basic like this on some of the sides. Maybe add some minecarts on the interior, add in some tracks on the interior of the mountain. That is something I would definitely love to do, because I think, like I said, it'll add a lot more interest. But of course, if you guys have any suggestions, like I mentioned, feel free to leave them down in the comments section below. Let's go ahead and fix this up real quick before I forget. Do something like this and something like this, and we want on the sides like that and that and that and that. That's too low. We want that and that. That is still too low. Did I still do that too low? Come on now. There we go. Something more like this. We can go ahead and knock out the interior here. This little bit of grass right here. Yeah, something like this. We need to open up this pathway a little bit, open up this area, and add an actual, probably a little bit of a mineshaft entrance into this mountain. I think that this would look a lot better if we go ahead and fix this over here. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead, I think, and work on some of the mountain a little bit more, add in some more details all the way around. I need a lot of andesite. I'm kind of running low on andesite. It looks like I only brought a few stacks with me, but it was still a ton of work to do that. So let me go ahead, guys, grab some resources and work on a bit of the mountain before we end today's episode. So I've made some progress. I haven't had a whole lot of time to actually work on the mountain and the details to, but if we head over to the side here, I've added a little bit of andesite, a little bit of that light gray concrete powder, and you can see it. I mean, you can definitely see it here. especially with there not being a whole lot of snow there. And I think as we go up the mountain, as we add more on the sides, you can definitely tell a difference between the parts that are detailed and the ones that aren't detailed. And I definitely like the ones that are detailed much more. I think it just adds a little extra something to the area. And I'm thinking if we add some things on the sides here as well, we'll definitely get somewhere. We'll definitely get a mountain that I'll be super proud of. Because right now I'm proud of this mountain. I am pretty proud of all the work and all the time and effort that has gone into it, but it hasn't gotten a whole lot of use because there hasn't really been, well, much of a need for it, I suppose. If we head inside of here, there are some things I want to do inside the mountain. I would like to pretty up the inside of the mountain at some point, because as you can see, all we have here is we have some of these man-made features, and we have this really weird looking interior. I think it'd be really cool to pretty up this interior, but that'll be a lot of work. That'll be way more work than I'm probably willing to do as of right now. So that'll come out at a later time, but that's definitely something that I want to work on at some point. But like I said, I'm pretty proud of everything that has gone on with this mountain, all the work, I mean, a lot of it was months and months ago, if I can talk correctly, but still was a lot of work. And hopefully you guys like this mountain as much as I do. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end things off there for today. This is all the time I have for today. I apologize if it is a bit of a short episode, but like I said, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of AfterLife SMP. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you're new and we're not already subscribed. But anyways, guys, take care, and I'll see you later.